Morning guys, today we've come to an area that's popular to test out the Snowbee Classic Essentials Rock Hopper Spiked Sole Wading Boots, just to see if they're any good for the areas that we find along this mark. Word of safety advice, please do not attempt to recreate anything that you see done in this video, and I am not an associate of Penn in any way, but it's freezing cold out here and I've chosen to wear my fishing top here. So we've chosen the worst possible day to do this. Wet, cold, windy, it's the middle of winter. I'll get these out, we'll have a look at them and then we'll go and test them, see what they're like, all right? Cheers guys. And just like that, there's one of the boots. Snowbee, they're neoprene. They don't have the ankle support, but that will give you manoeuvrability in the ankle. Underneath them, you can see they're spiked soled. They've got the rubber in between, so I'm imagining they'll wear down to the rubber eventually. So another accurate representation of these shoes would be to come back and do another video once they're warm, but we're going to test them straight out the box today and see how they do. So without further ado, these are size 12 by the way for me. We're going to get these on. I'm currently wearing trainers. We're going to take these off. We're going to get these on and then we're going to go and test them along this wall. All right, cheers guys. So the area that I've chosen to make this video is the Hasler wall. I've chosen the Hasler wall because of its many different substrates and angles. You've got slopey, slippery over there. You've got some flat, slippery down here. You've also got flat, slippery surface on the stairs, and there's a platform down here. Up the end, you've got rocks. We're going to test all of those areas and substrates with the shoes on. So first we'll go to the flat, slippery surfaces up there, and we'll start with the stairs. Okay guys, so I've put the boots on, brand spanking new. We've come to an area of the wall with the stairs to try them out initially. They're flat, slippery surfaces. Below the waterline it gets incredibly dangerous due to algae build-up. You can see the slight green on the stairs. Now when it gets wet that becomes incredibly slippery, especially below the waterline, which does come up over the top of that wall and right up past these stairs sometimes. So if you're an angler and you're collecting your fish, you could slip. So I'm going to go down there and just test their grip. Oh yes, this is two different surfaces as well. This is concrete and that's granite. So I'd like to test these on the two different surfaces. I'm going to walk from top to bottom, testing the grip along the way, come up and then explain to you how it felt and give my opinion on what they're like on this surface. Amazing, absolutely incredible. I'm going to go down there with a bit of speed, you know, to simulate an angler who may be trying to quickly grab a fish. Guys, I'm actually shocked at how good they are. They have passed the first test as if they're Velcro. Again, do not recreate anything you see me doing in this video. Always hold on to handrails in any area if they're on offer. These boots are sticking to that floor like Velcro, a potential lifesaver when you get down to the algae. Incredible. We're going to test the next level now. It's going to be flat, slippery, halfway down the wall, below the waterline, along this flat edge. Let's go and give it a go. So this is a granite surface. Again, we've chosen very difficult conditions to do this. This is a granite surface, and in areas you've got pockets with like this brown or green algae build-up. Incredibly slippery, incredibly dangerous. I can't emphasize enough, do not recreate what I am doing here today. We are purely testing the grip of these boots in the hope that, who knows, could save a life one day for walkers, hikers or fishermen who choose to fish this venue. Never go down the slopes. I'm going to be walking on this surface here, so let's go, let's give it a go. This is incredibly slippery in trainers. Let's see what it's like in these boots. Here we go. Guys, they've passed the second test on the flat, slippery surface with flying colours. I'm excited about these boots because I own this pair of boots, and I'm going to be using these boots on surfaces like this. Again, not necessarily this surface here, I would never advise that, but these boots so far, they passed the first two tests on flat, slippery surfaces. The next test we're going to do is on an angular slippery surface, or an angular potential slippery surface when it rains. You know, the conditions are different, but there's always going to be an area that's below the tide line that's always wet. It's going to be on a granite surface, the same as the one we've just tried here, going down that wall. There's also a concrete substrate that I'd like to try the boots on. We'll do that maybe next, then we'll go on to the granite, but both of the angles of those surfaces are the same. We're going to go and test those out now, guys. Okay, let's do that. Okay guys, so just as you come up the wall towards the Haslam Wall, if you're going to fish it, you've got this area that you can find here where it's where a lot of people park. A van park there now. So some people set up in this corner here and some over here, and then this leads on down to the left hand side of the wall. We've done a couple of tests on the right hand side of the wall so far. As you approach the left hand side of the wall, you'll see this name carved in the floor here. I think that says George. And then what you've got here is a concrete substrate, quite angular and steep, but a lot of people, where they fish this part of the wall, will go down that wall to retrieve fish from over the top of them rocks. We're not going to go onto them rocks, and this test will not cover them rocks, because those rocks should be avoided at all costs, and so should everything that I'm doing in this video. I'm going to try them on this concrete surface here, because this reactivates with lime when it's wet and is incredibly slippery, especially if you're wearing trainers. I'm going to do a little walk down here. It's a bit angular. Let's give it a go. Well guys, I mean, it shouldn't be a surprise to me, but it is. They have passed the concrete test flying colours. That is a steep part of the wall there, very steep. I am actually shocked at the grip that these offer. We're going to take them to another area now, steep, slippery. So the concrete's got a bit of grip to it. Again, when it reactivates with lime, it's very slippery. Down the other end where we're going now, very steep slope. It's a different substrate at the bottom of the rock, so we'll do a test at the top of me going down towards the next bit of substrate, then we'll come back up, then I'll take you down as we test the bottom substrate as well, because you've got these granite rocks going down, then at the bottom there's like a polished granite. That's going to be the real test, the polished granite. That gets a thin layer of algae on it. It might not work. We're jumping in with both feet here, but we're going to give it a go. All right, let's go and test it up there. Okay guys, we've come down to the side of the wall that's furthest left as you're facing the sea, as you arrive at the centre of the wall. What we've got here are two separate surfaces. It can be deceiving. So you've got this first surface here, which you can see is covered in algae and slime, but the rocks here, I don't know if I can capture it, they're bumpy and they're jagged. They're great for grip initially, but you'll notice the colour change down at the bottom here, below the tide line. The sea has pummeled those areas smooth. So I can do both tests from up here on both surfaces. We're going to walk down from the top to the bottom, and I'm going to come up and give you an honest evaluation of how it's gone, and you'll see it as well. So let's go down there and give it a go. Now we're testing them on slightly rough granite, going down to incredibly smooth, almost polished. Oh wow, I mean, initially stepping onto the rocks, it's incredible. They're like Velcro, gripping initially. I'm still going to go carefully. Guys, truly and absolutely unreal. Now I know how incredibly dangerous that smooth granite is down there on a good day in what you consider to be good footwear for it. Nothing compared to these boots. I was really cautious going down there because I am well aware of how dangerous that is and how slippery. Honestly, don't recreate it. But these boots, they gave me everything required over that surface. The grip was there, sideways. You'd never do that in any other footwear, ever. These boots are a game changer. They are a lifesaver. Well done to the creators of these boots, absolutely incredible. We're going to go and test the rock surface up there. I'd consider it to be one of the most dangerous areas, because you could, if you fall, you're going straight into the sea. You can bang your head just straight into the water. Let's go up there and give it a go, and we'll see how it goes. So far, absolutely brilliant. There's only one more surface to try, where people stand and they do their lure fishing. Let's go and give it a go. It's amazing. Shocked how good they are. Let's give it a go. Okay guys, so on the way to the other mark I was gonna test, I've spotted that down there. I'll tell you what, looks a little tricky to get to. Quite steep as well. I don't know, that even looks a bit too risky for these. I don't know. I've got every confidence in them, you know. I'm gonna give it a go. It's just... wow, this is steep. Turning my feet sideways. The grip's incredible, I can't even believe it. This is probably the steepest surface that I've tested them on. Oh, and it's got algae on, but these boots, no problem. We're not going to go across the rock. I'm going to just, again, we're back on a flattish surface here, but we've just come down that bank there, very, very steep. Even this one, way risky. This is dangerous. This is dangerous, but the boots are grippy. It's unbelievable. You'd never do this. You'd never do this, even if you were a regular of this wall and frequented it a lot. I can't believe it. I'd never be able to do that in any other footwear, even in the boots that I tend to rate. I feel like I don't even need to walk around here now. I know they're going to do the job. I just saw this algae here and figured it may be a good idea to give it a go. And it is. I mean, it's like walking on, well, it's like walking on felt. Incredibly grippy. Just incredible. Just incredible. We're going to walk back up that surface and see how it goes. Incredibly steep. I can't believe that they handled it so well. Well, I say that. I couldn't believe it initially, but I'm not surprised. Man, it's just, it reminds me of one of them sticking Velcro walls. My body weight's an issue with them. I'm quite heavy and that sort of pulls you back off balance. So the risk would be your balance as opposed to the grip of the shoes. They're incredible. Absolutely incredible. Right, these are the rocks that I see anglers on in the summer, walking around on, lure fishing. These rocks have claimed a life. That's all I'm going to say. Around 2 years ago, these rocks claimed a life. Again, do not recreate anything that I do in this video. I'm wearing a pair of purposely built rock climbing boots made for slippery substrates, exactly like the ones I'm going to test here. On that wall in front of me to the right here, that is thick with algae. You'd never be able to transition those in any other footwear. Can we do it in these? My honest review of that area onto those rocks is no. We cannot do it on that. It's way too steep on that part, and that algae is too thick and slimy. However, people do transition these rocks at this location here, so we're going to try this one. My honest opinion on that is heed the warnings for these rocks. Keep clear of the rocks. Now on the rocks, the boots, no problem, perfect. Getting on the rocks, no way, way too dangerous. But again, this video isn't encouraging people to do what I'm doing. I'm just testing these boots on an area that has everything that I need to show the effectiveness of these boots. This area here with thick brown algae, incredibly dangerous. This is the only part on this wall where I've seen this. I'm not sure why. This area here of about, I don't know, maybe 5 meters leading onto those rocks is deadly. That is it. The wall here at this end is way too steep. It's the same as when we tested the first area, the flat, slippery. We pointed out that there was a steep slope the other side we wouldn't go down. Well, we just attempted that here, and with good reason. You can see why we didn't attempt it up there. However, up there you haven't got the algae. You've got there, you can really see it in the sun here. It's just there, look. Don't know what way you are. That's it, just here. Leading onto them rocks, incredibly dangerous. I would avoid those rocks if I was inclined to be walking along here and fish them in the summer. I'd avoid them at all costs. Maybe in the summer this isn't here, but certainly now when it's wet, windy, rainy and hazardous, do not attempt to climb those rocks. And as I've mentioned before in the video, do not attempt to recreate anything I've done here, and never go down this wall to retrieve your fish. It's dangerous. Overall, it's dangerous. Cheers, guys. I should just add, in favour of these boots, that area down there, that is incredibly slippery granite covered in algae. I've not seen an area anywhere else that I've been that has that locally in Hampshire. So it's unusual. In favour of the boots, they've done everything we want them to do, and they are the boots for this location 100%. But this is a bit unusual. I should just add that in for the video. The boots are perfect for this location, just not this end of the wall. If you know this end of the wall, do not put these boots on and try and recreate what I've done, especially on that bit there. All right, otherwise can't fault them. Still can't fault them anyways. Okay guys, so another area that I've seen people transitioning as they arrive at the wall. Again, as you pull up to fish here, you'll get to this part of the wall here. You've got parking to your left. The road ends there. As you get to this part here, people often park here and fish out the front of the car here. And there's an area here in front of the wall with shingle down the bottom there. Now people pull their fish up onto the shingle and then transition down the face here to get those fish. I'm going to do a test on this surface. Now it's got the grippy like granite, if you like, and then it's got a smooth surface down there that's been flattened by the ocean. We're going to go and give that a go, taking 2 routes. So the first route down that way and the second route down that way. I'll see if I can get both routes in. I think we can, yeah. So we'll go down one and up the other, and then down one and up the other, and see how it goes. So it's nice going that way. Let's go the other way. So the angle there is so steep that it's not risk of slipping from the grip. It's overcompensating your body weight and falling down that part of the wall is the danger. The shoe's done the job. Absolutely perfect. So guys, my overall thoughts on this shoe or boot: a game-changing lifesaver. It's as simple as that, not much more to say. Thanks for watching guys, cheers, happy hunting.